Retail sales in Australia have risen for a third month in a row, beating forecasts. Sales rose 0.4% seasonally adjusted in June after similar rises in May and April. The Bureau of Statistics says food retailing led the rise, followed by clothing and footwear and personal accessories. For the quarter, there was a 1.2% rise seasonally adjusted. Well, let's get more on these numbers now with Roger Simpson. He's the CEO at the Retail Solution. Thanks so much for joining us from Melbourne today, Roger.
My pleasure, Rachel. Great to be here.
What sectors particularly did well in the month of June?
Yeah, I think you've seen that. What's interesting is, for a nice change actually, is clothing and footwear have finally had a bit of resurgence. And I think that's probably a big part of that, of course, would be finally in Melbourne and Canberra, we've had some cold snaps. So getting those shoppers back to stores.
It is amazing, isn't it, how much our lifestyle can really be shown in data like this. Interesting, though, that department store sales weren't as strong as they've been previously, in fact, down more than 1%.
Yes, and I think that's a long-term challenge for both Myer and DJs, and that's well publicised now, the challenges that they're having, and that's affecting customers. And I guess the challenge they have is that they're not offering anything really different, and so customers have got easy other options to go to the big overseas buyer, players like H&M, of course, and Zara and Uniqlo, or quite simply going online. So yeah, their challenges are well and truly far from over.
Online continuing to be a strong sector of retail. We're always seeing that grow. Is that where retailers should be focusing their energy?
They've got to do both. Because shoppers want to shop how and when they want to shop, and so retailers have got to be actually really focused on offering both and being really good at both. And the pure online retailers, I read some research recently that their level of trust is a lot lower than face-to-face retailers. So that's a massive benefit for face-to-face retailers. But the other research I read recently from Monash is that we've got to give shoppers reasons to come back to our stores, because we're a little bit boring out there, Rachel.
This data, though, for June showing that month grew, also the 2 months prior. So
yes.
The quarterly, we have seen some growth. Do you think maybe there is a change then?
I think it's all about confidence. And what we're seeing is that the economy is sort of bubbling along quite nicely. Politically, I think we're okay. There's obviously always challenges there, and I think the confidence is coming up. We've got tax cuts coming in soon, so I think that tells shoppers that look, it's okay. We can start to splash out a little bit as well. And what I'm seeing as well is that people want to spend their money on experiences. So like going out to restaurants, going to the movies, etc. And I was in Chadstone, the big shopping centre here in Melbourne recently, and man, that place is pumping. So they're doing something right there.
Okay, well, let's hope that they continue and that it spreads throughout the rest of Australia. Thanks so much for talking to us, Roger Simpson from the Retail Solution.
My pleasure. Thanks, Rachel.